Councilmember Price.
Thank you, Mr. President. Out of an abundance of caution, I'm recusing myself from item 13 because it's unclear who is working on this project. Item 13.
Item 13, Mr. Price will recuse. Very good.
I am so proud to be part of this city that celebrates diversity and continues to uplift the voices and talents of its residents. Thank you to the Los Angeles Korean Festival Foundation for organizing this wonderful event, and to the City of Los Angeles for always supporting its artists. I look forward to performing and celebrating with all of you guys this year. Thank you, and I have a short 10-second clip of some singing for you guys if you guys would enjoy. This is my song, On the Low. We have 38 million on Spotify and spinning. My name is Justin Park. It's an honor to be here.
You need me?
No, I got this. The song is called On the Low, and it's been in recent times celebrated by Jungkook from BTS. Thank you, guys. Ain't gotta keep it on the low. Play find me on the TAHO. Cause when we start it, we loud, just so they know. Thank you so much, guys.
Well, that was a treat, right? What a way to start a legislative week, right, Tim? All right. And to have you as one of our sisters in this beautiful camaraderie that we enjoy by the game of golf. Mil gracias.
Congratulations. Thank you. And so, colleagues.
Excuse me, to the folks who are here, I'm sorry, there won't be any disruption to this council meeting by shouting out or by making those sorts of sounds, by dancing and distracting attention of the council members. It won't be tolerated, and you'll be removed from the council chambers if you do that. So I'm going to instruct everyone, this is the only warning anyone is going to get. There will be no disruption of this council meeting, period. All right, Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mr. President. And so with that, colleagues, please join me in celebrating this remarkable accomplishment of these incredible women who show up every day in their respective professional lives for one another, for our community, but more importantly, showing up for each other. And that's what this is all about.
When I first heard about you guys, I remember thinking it was a great model. And I continue to get invited, but I'm just really hard-headed. And I just keep telling myself I'm not into golf. I was never good at miniature golf, so it's hard for me to really get into it. But now that I've been in this capacity for about a year, it's been really interesting how many times I'm getting invited to play golf with a ton of men, and I tell myself, okay, I have to go to Latinas League to at least break the ice, because there really isn't a space for me. So thank you again for the work that you do, and for all the individual stories that you Chingona Latina women do every day for our community. You deserve nothing but respect for what you do and how you give back. Feliz Dia Hispanic Heritage Month.
Thank you.
Good morning. So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general.
Mr. Herman, which name did you sign up under?
Well, the first name you called.
No, which name did you sign up under?
Yes, I signed up as Harlem.
Sorry?
The name
So you
just
signed up
asked me.
under the name Donald Harlan?
Yeah.
Is Donald Harlan here?
No,
Okay, go ahead.
I'm
then.
here. May I proceed?
So you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
Alcohol is good for you people. It helps reduce inflammation to the mind when you're going through mental health crises. It's actually a de-escalating method when you're dealing with the fucking police. And every Trader Joe's should sell alcohol, because I shop at Trader Joe's, because Trader Joe's is part of my community, because I'm a white nigger too. And the one located at 9224th North Reseda Boulevard is a good place to get fucked up. So when any one of you white motherfuckers or a wetback like me want to show up to Reseda, I'll buy you a 40 with Kevin DeLeon and we'll drink to that. Then, regarding the conviction of these apprehensions of people getting killed, well, don't be a snitch. Don't ever be a snitch because the police will not protect you. The DA won't protect you if you're a snitch. The FBI might protect you. As you heard, Donald Trump was going to be assassinated for the second time by a Democrat. So I'm not a snitch because, as John Walsh, Hollywood Highland would say, snitches get stitches, and for $50, no motherfucker's gonna snitch on anyone. I want that to increase to at least $1 million so I can get the fuck out of Los Angeles and get the fuck out of this bullshit of identifications for conviction of people's death, because California is a shithole to live, a shit place run by this itty-bitty, tiny,
Okay,
shriveled...
so you're on general public comment now?
I'm on 22, and 23 talks about
You're off
conviction.
topic. Speak to the topics.
Okay, so let's go to sleeping or storing and using your property. Don't let me down. Don't let me down. Against sitting and lying and sleeping or storing when monitoring my personal property. I'm not trying to obstruct the public right away.
You can go to general public comment now.
Now you see, folks, you see what they do to America? They use David O'Connor.
Mr. Herman, this is your opportunity to speak to
I
this
have
body, not the general
floor.
public.
I'm on non-general fucking public
Yes,
comment.
and that's fine, but you
I'm
need to address
addressing
this
the
body.
public. We the people.
So if you're going to address the public, that is
you
not
hold
on
my
topic.
time because I'm addressing we the fucking people. This is our house, right?
No, this is not your opportunity to speak to the people. It's your
And
opportunity
the
to
bottom
speak to the
line is,
council.
Mr.
Otherwise, you'll
Carter,
sit down.
The federal judge told Steve Soboroff, a developer, a one-time park commissioner, to fuck off and put up housing for the homeless. For veterans. Are you a vet? Are you a fucking vet, you shriveled up piece of shit Armenian? Tell me now. Fuck the Marines, you simplified fucking fag. Fuck you.
Your time has expired. Sit down and be quiet. Now, to those who aren't used to hearing these antics, I apologize for some of the language that is used by some of our speakers. It's something we just have to tolerate here in the interest of comment. But I am going to ask everybody, please do not yell into the microphone, as Mr. Herman was just doing, because we have someone here who's trying to translate from English to Spanish and Spanish to English who will wear headphones. And if you yell into the microphone, you may actually damage that person's hearing. So please do not do that. Trust us, we can hear you. Which name did you sign up under?
Good morning, City Attorney. Good morning, President Nuri Martinez. My name is Tiffany Henyard, and I would like to speak on item 1, 2, 3, and the general public comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
Start with number 1. 你说最近常想起我的小手和小脚，小手长大后再没有跟你要过拥抱。年幼的我在你背上留下多少欢笑，可现在回家才发现你们悄悄勒弯的腰。多少次把我扶起，转身又摔了一跤，抬头的一瞬间总看到你疼爱的微笑。如今不在你身边，你千万可别摔倒。叫一声爸妈，能有人回答比啥都重要。你说养儿养女为了防老，可你总说自己过得挺好。辛辛苦苦把我养大，我却没在你身边尽孝。你们一定要把自己照顾好，等我等待成为你们的骄傲。看着你们黑发变白发，我怕你们再等不了。是不是我们不长大，我们就不会变老？是不是我们在撒娇，你们还能把我举高高？是不是这辈子不放手，下辈子我们还能遇到？是不是？下辈子我一定好好听话，不再让你们操劳。你说最近常想起我的小手和小脚，小手长大后并没有再和你要过拥抱。年幼的我在你身边留下多少欢笑，可现在回再才发现你们悄悄勒弯的腰。 Item number 2。我酿的酒喝不醉我自己，你唱的歌却让我一醉不起。我愿意陪你翻过雪山，穿越戈壁，可你不辞而别，还断绝了所有的消息。心上人，我在可可托海等你。他们说你嫁到了伊犁，是不是因为那里有美丽的那拉提，还是那里的杏花才能酿出你要的甜蜜？ Item number 3。毡房外悠悠驼铃声声响起，我知道那一定不是你，再没人能唱出像你那样动人的歌曲，再没有一个美丽的姑娘让我难忘记。心上人，我在可可托海等你。他们说你嫁到了伊犁，是不是因为那里有美丽的那拉提，还是那里的杏花？
General public comment.
General public comment. Mr. City Attorney, I would like to call a ceasefire in the City Hall, in this council chamber. So in the past several weeks, I have here the member of my friend Candido, and then sometimes the friend of the smoking skunk. They were fighting for each other, so I would like to calling a ceasefire. So instead of fighting each other with our own, let's unite each other together.
So that has
Let's have a
nothing to do with the
peaceful-
jurisdiction of the
let's have
city
a
council. So
peaceful,
speak to an
city
item that the
council-
council has
city
jurisdiction
council
over.
meeting. And then I would like to invite
Your
all of
fan
our
club has
friends,
nothing to do with the
so
city
we can
council.
just have a respect each other, have a peace
Okay,
each other.
thank you. Your
have a
time is
respect.
expired. Please have a seat. Thank you. Your time is expired. Thank you. Have a seat. Your time is expired. Sit down and be silent. Okay, he's continuing to disrupt the meeting. And for the dozens of people who are here standing in line, waiting for their opportunity to speak, again, I apologize for the delay. We have some people who come here. Mr. Herman, stop it. We have some people who come here every single meeting simply to waste time and delay the work of the council. So I apologize for those who have to wait their turn to speak about actual work of the actual council. So I apologize. Sir, go right ahead.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak
My
to?
name is Ana Martinez. I am a Chirla member and I live in Council District number 13. I am urging all council members to vote yes and pass TAHO as amended by the Housing and Homeless Committee. The current TAHO is what an enforceable future housing and homeless committee. Future, the tenant anti-harassment ordinance must include key provisions such as, number 1, ensuring landlords are fined when they are found in violation of the ordinance. Number 2, instituting triple damage when landlord will fully engage in harassment. 3, and must include remedies for tenants such emotional damage. Imagine Miss Rodriguez is not here. Maybe she's hiding
Speaker, your
from
time
us.
has expired.
But
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry your time has expired. Next speaker, please. Next speaker, please. I'm sorry, we have other people waiting in line and your time has expired. Next speaker, please.
2.
Sí, hola, buenos días. Hola, mi nombre es Alonso Landeros y estoy comentario sobre el número 5 en la agenda y comentario público general.
Good morning. My name is Alonso Ganderos, and I want to talk about the item number 5 from the agenda, and also to do a public comment.
I am an ACE member in CD9. I filed my TAHO complaints in April. LAHD didn't investigate, so the landlord escalated and ended up attacking me with a machete in front of my child. This first thing that CD9 did was to provide me and my son a psychologist. Due to the trauma my son and myself are ending. Monica Rodriguez, take back your anti-tenant amendments. How dare you take
So,
away
Speaker,
my
your
rights?
time has expired. We have to move on to the next speaker.
Okay, thank you very much, Speaker. Next speaker, please.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Carmen Ortiz y vengo representando a la organización a la cual ellos me están apoyando y ayudando,
Okay,
Community
good.
Power Community.
Okay, so my name is Carmen Ortiz, and I'm here representing the organization that are helping me, Power Community.
Vengo esta mañana para pedirles a ustedes que apoyen la número 5, es contra el acoso del dueño de casa y también por el real estate.
Okay, so I'm coming here this morning to request that please support number 5 against the harassment of the property owners and also against the real estate.
Mi problema es que yo soy una persona incapacitada y me han pedido a mi casa. El caso mío es estresante porque me ha puesto ya en una situación.
Okay, so my problem is that I am disabled and they ask for my house. This is very stressing. They put me in such situation.
A pesar de mi problema físico que tengo, todavía me ha estado poniendo enferma el estrés, el insomnio, la alta presión y muchas cosas más por esta situación del acoso de la dueña de la casa y el real estate.
So even though I have this physical problem, they're putting me under so much stress that I'm having insomnia and high blood pressure and a lot of stress and many other things due to the harassment of the property owners.
Les pido por favor que apoyen la ley TAHO número 5. Gracias.
So that's why I'm requesting please support TAHO law number 5.
Thank you very much.
Item 12 is on turf removal, and I just want to oppose the amendment. I didn't hear it all, but it just sounded a little bit waffly, and I do think this whole turf removal conversation is interesting, because where were we a decade ago? 10 years ago, Mayor Eric Garcetti was speaking to the people at the State of the City and saying, Turf Terminators is leading our city, as that company went on to rip off a bunch of LA residents, fueled by rebates that our government was giving out to install artificial turfs. So it's just very interesting where we are a decade later. For items 28 and 29, here to speak in support of Mona Field to the Charter Reform Commission. It does not pain me to say this, Council President. That is an excellent choice. This is somebody that has served in electoral politics as a district trustee for the community college, an advocate for good governance, including during the last charter reform process 25 years ago, has strong ties to labor, and that includes serving as the VP of the California Federation of Teachers. Now, Mr. Stein has made some interesting headlines in his heyday, but I'm so pleased with Mona Field that I'm going to treat this whole thing as a package deal and leave it at that. And I also just want to note for all of you, each of these council members is getting paid $1 million in their term to serve the people. So when you come up here to speak, expect them to pay a little bit of attention. For the charter reform process, I'm looking forward to seeing who Councilmember Harris Dawson puts on that commission. I hope you were all involved and don't wait until the commission report comes out. For our last redistricting process, there were a lot of problems with that, but in part, the people and our politicians didn't really get involved until maps started to drop. So please take it seriously. We can look to our most recent experience with charter reform, that border rights, Councilmember McCosker. If you had an extra month, maybe a few meetings, we could have gotten that ironed out. That whole proposal to reduce the number of weekly meetings, I don't have a problem with that, as long as it's put in some proper context. You could have required that we have remote comment at committee meetings, or say that at least once a month we have to have an evening meeting. Those would have been some fair exchanges. So I just hope we approach this charter reform process appropriately. For my general public comment, this is my first time here since July. Now, why is that? In part because I could call in remotely. And this is to the smoke and scan crew. I don't agree with everything you say, but I do support the First Amendment. But I do have to note that it is an abuse of our system to call in repeatedly through a bunch of numbers. I don't really care about their time, but just understand that we have remote comment out of their own graciousness. And we shouldn't take that for granted, because they can get rid of that thing, and then Jason is going to have to drag himself down to City Hall to talk about Figueroa. And he's going to feel a whole lot weirder being that perverted in person. So if we want to have remote public comment, let's treat it with some respect. Thank you.
Mr. Kwan, thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Hi, my name is Lisa Hart. I'd like to speak on general public comment and item 12.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item. Go ahead.
With the item?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm with the Los Angeles Neighborhood Council Sustainability Alliance. My nibbling, Ellie, grew up playing soccer, often on artificial turf in Portland, Oregon. They report that turf was really hard, that turf burns when they fell, and the burns were really bad. They said you couldn't stand when it was hot. You couldn't stand still. It was like holding a hot potato. They could feel the heat radiating off the field. Ellie said their feet would get burning hot, and they would feel like their feet were melting. Players would spray the soles of their shoes with water during tournaments. And there were days when they couldn't play at all because it was too hot and there were not enough grass fields. This was in Portland, not LA. At some point, you have to ask, what are we doing? And Ellie didn't know about PFAS or the microplastics bioaccumulating in their body,
General public comment?
or getting in their drinking water, or killing the biome beneath them, or off-gassing greenhouse gases. But they don't play soccer anymore. And I really want to thank Councilmember Blumenfield and especially David Giron for their hard work on this. And President Krikorian, we'd still really, really, really love to meet with you and have a conversation with your office about this. Next, I'd love to talk about the TAHO 2.0. I'm so grateful to everybody here in the room who is asking for 2.0. I am a very beleaguered, very harassed tenant. When the TAHO 1.0 came out, I thought this is going to be the reprieve and the relief I need. We haven't gotten it, so let's get the 2.0 for all of us, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
In our city, every single day, tenants are harassed. And somebody here say, remove emotional damage. Can you explain what happened if you remove emotional damage for harassment? We need a strong tenant anti-harassment ordinance, and we need to find the person who is committing this kind of crime sometime, because the rush goes to war, to physical damage our tenants. We continue fighting for the rights for tenants, and I hope you have a heart in your body
and you understand how important it is for the tenants you support. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Esmeralda Negrete, soy miembro de CPC.
Good morning, my name is Esmeralda Negrete and I'm a member of CPC.
Y estoy aquí para pedir que apoyen, por favor, el punto número 5.
And I'm here to request that please support the item number 5.
Yo pasé un desalojo y fue algo muy frustrante y emocionalmente me sentí muy mal de ver que me estaban desalojando.
I went through an eviction and this was really bad, very frustrating, and I felt emotionally very bad when I had to go through all these.
Viví por 10 años con acoso del dueño y creo que eso no es justo.
For 10 years, I lived under the harassment of the owner. I think this is not fair.
Esto ha sido por toda la vida el acoso y el miedo a que nos desalojen. Les pido por favor que tomen en cuenta que somos seres humanos y no porque ellos sean dueños tienen más derechos que nosotros. Necesitamos respeto. Por favor, apoyen ese punto.
So please, señora, permítame. So so we live I lived all my life with this fear that we're going to be evicted. So please take into account we are human beings, and so and not because they are owners, they can disrespect us. So please, continúe, señora.
Ustedes tienen el poder en sus manos para que esto pare, por favor, porque esto nos daña emocionalmente y estamos cansados. Encima de que se benefician con las rentas tan altas, tenemos que sufrir el acoso día con día.
So you have the power in your hands, so please make this stop because it's emotionally damaging for us and we have to live with this every day.
Thank you very much.
Good morning, I'm from District 10. My name is Sol Toscano.
Estoy aquí para pedirles que voten a favor de TAHO 2.0 porque es algo muy importante y muy necesario.
I'm here to request that you please vote in favor of TAHO 2.0. It is very important and very necessary.
También quiero decir a la concejal Mónica Rodríguez que usted hizo muchos cambios a última hora.
I also want to tell Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez, you made too many changes at the last moment.
Y hay tres cosas que necesitamos que se incluyan porque son muy pertinentes, son muy necesarias.
And there are 3 things that we really need to be included. They're very pertinent and they're very necessary.
Una de esas es una solución para daños emocionales.
The first one is a solution for the emotional damage.
La otra es multas para los propietarios que acosan a los inquilinos.
The other one is to find the property owners that harass the tenants.
Pero también daños triples a los propietarios que se encuentran deliberadamente acosando a los inquilinos.
And to multiple fines, triple the fines for those property owners who are on purpose harassing the tenants.
Como inquilino en la ciudad de Los Ángeles, yo he sufrido bastante acoso y por mucho tiempo.
As a tenant in the city of Los Angeles, I've suffered for so much harassment for so long.
Y ya estoy cansado de esta situación.
And I am tired of this situation.
Por eso les pido a todos los concejales que voten lo más pronto posible. Yo no sé por qué hoy se iba a votar y ya no se votó.
So I'm asking the council members to vote as soon as possible. I don't understand why they were going to vote today, but still didn't vote.
Esto es urgente, por favor, se lo está pidiendo la comunidad. Por favor, escuchen nuestra voz.
This is urgent, so this is a request from the community, so please hear our voice.
Thank you. Next speaker,
Gracias.
please.
El siguiente, por favor.
Good morning. I signed up under Audit LA. I would like to speak on public comment, and I forget the numbers. I think it's 5, 6, 7. I'm not sure, but I'll do it within my time, and I'll do my best to stay on point.
Okay, so item number 5 is not open for public comment, but you can speak to it during general. So let's start with general. Go ahead.
Okay, General, well, I want to take a quick second to say, yes, we should not have tenant harassment. I endured that when my children were small, and we need to strengthen that. But I'm here for public comment to say that L. Ron Hubbard Way, the Church of Scientology has been getting endless permits to have special event permits since June 1st. They have that street closed down until, I think, November at this point. And the reason they're getting away with this de facto street vacation is because there's no rules, there's no laws giving limits as to how often they can do that. Can you imagine if every organization or any business, everyone wanted to have a de facto street vacation, could get endless, special event permits and close down streets? It would clog our city. So I'm asking you guys to please do. I would like to initiate, if you could put in at LAMC to where you limit how many special event permits they can get in 1 year or per month, that they cannot endlessly keep a thing down.
Today, I'm urging all LA City Council members to vote yes and pass the Tenant Anti-Harassment Ordinance, or TAHO, as amended by the Housing and Homeless Committee. The current TAHO is weak and unenforceable. Furthermore, the Tenant Anti-Harassment Ordinance must include key provisions such as ensuring landlords are fined when they are found in violation of the ordinance, instituting triple damages when landlords willfully engage in harassment. They must include remedies for tenants such as emotional damage. Without consequences for harassment, landlords will continue to ignore TAHO. General comment: harassment and gross negligence I experienced from my landlord, Esro Housing Corporation, includes inhabitable living conditions with both roaches and bed bugs entering my unit through the ceiling. Instead of relocating me to a different unit or building, they attempt to evict me for unpaid rent, which I refuse to pay until they are able to pass inspection from the LA Department of Public Health. Esro has failed the last 6 inspections
Speaker,
of
your
my
time
unit.
has expired.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please. Next speaker, please.
Good morning.
All items, general public comment. If you knew how to do your job, you would have seen that on the screen.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items.
All right, so we have item 12. Now, I'm not necessarily saying we need turf, but it should be at least noted that some people are allergic to grass, so we should just keep that in mind when. I'm not saying go with turf. I'm not necessarily saying go with grass either. Just come up with something else if we have a problem with turf. Now let's move on to, we got Walk of Fame stars. We have 17, 18, and 19 are all Hollywood Walk of Fame stars. You can put those stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on the sidewalks that you're not repairing, so people trip and fall and sue the city, and then the city pays out more in liability lawsuits for these Walk of Fame on the sidewalks where these Walk of Fame stars are. So why don't we come up with some other stuff to do with the sidewalk while we address those issues, and then we can move on to Hollywood Walk of Fame stars. We have 20 from City Staffer B. We're keeping funding for the Northridge Park to keep it open through September 29th. Yes, that's right. We're doing another one of these motions. We keep the parks open for just another week or two. It's already September 17th, so this really isn't much of an extension. Why don't you just do this? Fund the pool year-round for the most part, maybe close it around November, December for annual maintenance, and maybe open it again around March or April. But otherwise, the pool should be open, and it should be a service for the community. We have 21, that's funding from Monica Rodriguez for lighting up City Hall for lights on after school on October 21st. There's $1,400, almost $1,500 for lighting up City Hall for this event. Why don't you use this fund money for actual after-school programs? You could use that $1,400 for after-school programs instead of lighting up City Hall. We have 22 reward money for snitches from Marquise Harris Dawson. We have 23. Another 4118 motion. No on the 4118 motion. As you all know, as it said in the report that you got, 4118 is not getting people housing. It is not getting people services. All it's doing is it's basically just harassing unhoused people, and it's literally killing them. 6 unhoused people dying on the streets of LA every day and counting. So no on the 4118 motion. You all know it's bad, and you keep doing it. And I support 27.
General public comment.
And as Paul decided to walk out in the middle of my comment because he didn't want to hear what I was about to say. It is Paul Krikorian's second to last day on the council. And I'm going to talk a little bit about his disastrous council presidency. Just a complete disaster, ever since the moment he got into office. Right, you two? But he's all he's doing he's enabled racism, he's enabled corruption, he's been racist and corrupt himself. I mean, he's not working to get Kevin Daly out of office. He keeps giving him more power. He literally put him back on committees, even though the previous acting council president took him and Cedillo off committees. But Paul put him back on committees. Paul put Kevin back on committees, as well as the corrupt Curran Price. And it's just been disaster. We've had a serious reduction in ability to give public input at these meetings.
Go ahead.
David Gaishon, representing the Apartment Associations of Greater Los Angeles. Harassment is unacceptable, whether perpetrated by housing providers or renters, and the city must take action to safeguard all residents. The current ordinance is blatantly one-sided, ignoring the reality that housing providers are often targeted by tenant activists at their homes while taking their children to school and even at places of worship. We strongly urge the City Council to address this imbalance by incorporating the 7 anti-harassment provisions advocated by AGLO. Until the City Council provides equal protection to all residents, people will continue to live in fear for their personal safety. Also, AGLA strongly opposes the change in the language in Section 1N that would remove the discretion rightfully within the authority of the court of law. Only the court has the necessary facts of each case to determine what damages are appropriate and fair based on the totality of all actions by both parties. It is wrong for the city to attempt to micromanage a court of law and replace the authority and proper role with the city's blanket requirements. We urge the City Council to retain the current language using may instead of shall. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. If you could please remind us of the name you signed up under and the items you'd like to speak to.
Hello. As a reminder, my name's Estella with Gadfly Herald. So glad Krikorian could come back for this. I will be speaking on item 23 and general public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for the item and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the item.
This is the U.S. Constitution. Krikorian, you should give it a read. It's pretty good. Now, for item 23, 4118 is a violation of, let's see, Amendment 4. What is that? The right to people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrant shall be issued until upon probable cause. What else does it violate? 4118 violates the 14th Amendment. What does that say? Oh, no state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States. You are violating the U.S. Constitution. I'll go to my general public comment, please. Thank you.
You have 1 minute. Go ahead.
A poem about Los Angeles City Council constitutional violations. When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you went to Bible school and you learned the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fucking fool? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? You chuck Rule 12 on him. You chuck Rule 12 on her. You chuck Rule 12 on your mother. You chuck Rule 12 on your father. You chuck it on the people. You chuck it on me. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Us cops, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Good morning. My name is Miracle McKinney. I'm here to speak on number 5, general public comment.
Good afternoon. So you have 1 minute for general public comment. Go ahead.
Thank you. I have been a resident in District 10 for 10 years now. Over the past year, I have highlighted many issues at my apartment complex residences of Woodlake, part of Area 1 EQUA Neighborhood Council. And then with that, we have had no avail as it comes to harassment. Those repairs have not been done at the property, and I want to say that Monica Rodriguez has been acting in bad faith as it pertains to the amendments that were sprung upon us. With that, I'm asking you, City Council, to vote yes on number 5. Today is National Voter Registration Day. We are the voters that have put you all in place, and we have taken the time for weeks and weeks and weeks to make sure that our voice was heard at the Housing Committee. So please make sure you vote yes on the amendments that we've had put place. And Monica Rodriguez, please remove your amendments. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Jenny Colon, and I signed under public comment and item number 5.
So you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
My name is Jenny Colon, and I'm a member of ACE, and I live in CD6. I have my own lived experience of harassment. Ms. Rodriguez, I am a minority, Latina like so many here. Don't we count? Clearly not, because you're not even looking at me, Ms. Rodriguez. Shame on you. Triple damages, minimal penalty, and emotional damages are critical to tenants facing harassment. I kindly ask Ms. Padilla for your continued support as you've expressed it in the past. In the interest of transparency, I further demand that the council vote today to publicize the confidential legal memo from the city attorney regarding TAHO so tenants can weigh in and inform over deliberations. Can you do so now, today? Public counsel, are you paying attention? Clearly not.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Yes, good morning. My name is Anabela Mazariegos. I come from District 14. I have a question for Monica Garcia. What side are you, miss? Are you on the side of the tenants or the rich people? I'm talking about TAHO ordinance, because I was there 2 weeks ago in a meeting, and you were striking so many things of what the people need, because if we need to reform this ordinance, it's because the people are suffering. Mental disabilities are happening because landlords are harassing too much, and you guys are not paying attention. Please, people need homes. Home is a basic need. And we're being harassed. If you're a tenant, not everybody has the fortune to buy a house. So we need tenants. We need to maintain people in house. Please accept this and vote yes on this TAHO. It's very important. But I'm very disappointed about you, Ms. Rodriguez, because it seems like you don't care for the community. You don't care for us.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon. Which items would you like to speak to?
27 in general.
Okay, so you have 1 minute for item number 27 and 1 minute for general. Go ahead.
I live in CD1. My name is Susan Rocha. I'm fighting for peace and quiet in my own home. Divine Savior Catholic Church has 4 bullhorns that blast tape recordings of my house several times a day, every day, even though there's no church services and not a soul around.
I don't see how this is related to item number 27.
Okay,
so
actually,
please.
that went to general. Okay, let me go back to 27. 27 is First Amendment. We should not limit the First Amendment no matter what the cost. No matter who's offended or who's not, we should never stop First Amendment. Divine Savior tried 2 times to stop my First Amendment because I hold a sign on the corner protesting their noise. Twice they took me to court, twice they lost. That's really disgusting, and people should support First Amendment.
So I'm going to ask that you stick to 27, or I'm going to move you to general.
What's that?
I'm going to ask that you please stick to item number 27, or I'm going to move you to general.
Okay, well, that was 27. You want me to move to 27?
No, go ahead and do your general public comment now, please.
Okay, that was my First Amendment that they took me to court and they lost 2 times.
General public comment.
Okay, general is...
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I want the city attorney to stop fighting my factually innocent case. 4th try in court, in appeal court. Not guilty is not good enough. I'm asking for the city attorney to stop. You know Divine Savior Catholic Church members lied, and that was proven by my not guilty. Stop fighting my factually innocent case, which I will never stop till I get to the Supreme Court or wherever top court there is, because this is not right. It was a lie. They lied, and it's proven. It can be proven. I have proof. And so stop fighting my factually innocent case. I want factually innocent. Not guilty is not good enough. What happened never happened.
Okay.
And I'm going to prove, and I have proof.
Okay, Ms. Rocha, this
Stop
really
fighting
isn't
my
within the
factually innocent
jurisdiction of
case.
the city council, so
Okay,
thank you very
thank you.
much.
Appreciate
All right.
it.
All right, first caller,
And 1 minute for general public comment. Please begin with the items.
and speak to the agenda
Nine.
items, please.
Well, Mr. Kokorin, if you'll shut your damn cocksucker long enough, I'll speak to the agenda items there, sir.
Go ahead,
That a deal?
continue.
All right, that pumpkinhead. Anyway, shout out to the Spokane community. I think the little AstroTurf thing there, the artificial turf, we should definitely not have that. Because, the other day I was down on Figueroa with this chick, and, we were hanging out doing our thing there, and I paid her $5.
Unless there's artificial turf that you want to speak to down there on Figueroa, you're off topic, so I'm going to move you to general public comment.
Well,
We do this
I thought
every
Pumpkin
day.
take care of
Enough
this.
is enough. General public comment.
Don't be an asshole there, petty pink face. Anyway, shout out to the Spokane community. Anyway, as I was saying there, Miss Rodriguez, my man was talking about a little earlier there. I want to kind of check out that split tongue situation, see what she's really working with there. But anyway, I was down on Figueroa with this chick, and I paid her $5 to let me
What you did
sneak in her
on
back door,
Figueroa
but-
really is not within the jurisdiction of the city council, so your time's
you don't
expired.
take-
Your time's expired. Next caller, please.
All items of general comment.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general. Please begin with the items. Go ahead.
Thank you, dirty Armenian. I support the AstroTurf. Why is that? Because when you're down there in 77th and Fig and you have AstroTurf, there's less scraping when you're doing your duty.
All right. Move on to your next item.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about there. And of course, 4118, I fully support it. Why can't you missus do 4118 over at, what's it start? Carondelet and San Marino. Carondelet and San Marino, where there's a gang takeover. You missus do it. I wrote 4118, I designed 4118, and I created it with the help of Satan herself. Gracie Beach Park, let's give her a hand. Oh. Yes. And also, I couldn't do it without Monicow, which is spelled Monicow, because she's a big fat slob. So again, people, 4118 works. 4118 liberates. And 4118 can stop human trafficking. We should put a 4118 zone on 77th and Fig, for example. So Jason doesn't have to be bothered by those prostitutes, and Rob Corn doesn't have to dream about it. 4118 is the solution.
Okay, move on to your
all of
next
our
item.
problems. Okay, what's the next item? Item 98. Item 98 I'm against. Fuck item 94. Fuck item 91. Item 90 I support.
Sorry, I'm hearing
Item 80,
numbers in the 90s.
You know
There are
what?
not
Just
90 items.
Mr. Spindler, move on to your general public comment. 1 minute for general public comment.
Yes, it's the end of the reign of the filthy, dirty, pink-skinned Armenian terrorist known as Paul Martin Krikorian. Let's give everybody a hand. Oh, now, we're going to put that pumpkin-headed, dark-skinned, bull-headed, shiny-headed cocksucker on there on Friday, and we'll be there. As we take the gavel away, and Paul Martin Krikorian has to deal with his double suspended bar license and see if he can get it back. You dumb Armenian. And remember, everybody, Jason is fighting for your right for $25 blowjob.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. He's done. All right. All right. Well, I will just like to make this announcement for the sake of members and staff on the floor. If you hadn't noticed, there were some changes in the back. It has been quite a few years since Roz Wyman was elected to the City Council, and when she was, the men who then served on the City Council were forced to add a woman's bathroom here to accommodate Councilmember Wyman. Well, we've come a long way since then. We now have 7 women on the council, and I think a majority of our floor staff as well. And still, they've been waiting in line for that one Roz Wyman bathroom. Well, that ends today. So I would just ask that gentlemen remember to lock the door when you use the one that you have typically used, because now they are both open for everybody. So with that, any other announcements, members? It's really important that you remember to lock the door, though. So any other announcements? Okay, seeing none.
In recent years, Yong's story was one of resilience. In the past 5 years, Yong found more stability than he ever had experienced. He formed a loving relationship with his girlfriend. He enjoyed cooking dinner for her, and even attended concerts together, despite his aversion to loud music. Then on May 2nd this year, Yong experienced a mental health episode, so his parents called the Department of Mental Health for help, as they had done before. Later, LAPD arrived. Moments later, he was shot and killed. Yong's parents called for help for their son, and the government that was supposed to be there for him instead ended his life. The pain and trauma the Yong family has endured is beyond words. When I first met with the Yang family, Yong's father Min told me how this would have never happened in Korea, and that if it somehow did, the entire country would rise up demanding justice and change. Here, we're almost numb to it. Until we have a citywide system that prioritizes care, safety, and dignity for all our residents, we will continue to keep hearing more stories like Yong's. Yong Yang deserved better. May Yong Yang rest in peace, and may his memory live on in the city of Los Angeles. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are there any other motions for adjournment? Members? Councilmember Lee.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to give my condolences to the family. Anytime you lose a family member, it's hard. When you lose a child, it's almost unbearable. I wanted to send my condolences, and I'm just very sorry for your loss.
Thank you very much. All right, if there are no other, I'm sorry, Councilmember Hernandez.
Yeah, I just also want to express my deepest condolences for your loss.
All right. Thank you all very much. Thank you to the friends and family of Yong Yang for being with us. On behalf of the entire council, we share in your pain, and we wish you our deepest condolences. With that, if there are no other motions for adjournment, go forth and serve the city well, members. This meeting is adjourned.